to manage that network, it's a lot of money, a lot of the knowledgeable IT staff, not like a network staff and IT staff. They need to constantly update the machines, the virus scanning, all that continue on, and imaging. That looks a lot of work. So during that implementation, to meet those guidelines, yes, they're gonna come back for all that, like Mr. Ramick says that, yeah, we're gonna need, in the police department, we'll hire more staff that can do all that IT work. Yes, it's gonna be, those are extra costs, that's what you're looking for, it's gonna come. And then it's gonna be by non-IT folks to do IT work. How stable it's gonna be, those are the question. The Exxon stuff, what you see, we already bought all these. We have that.
Chief Hopper, I'll let you, and then we're gonna go ahead.
Right. Just a couple of quick things. First, we don't have all that because we don't have the ability to bring all these things together. We don't have the ability to have our jail check logs. We don't have a lot of the abilities from the things you saw there. He's correct that we do have the body cameras. We do have some of the things there, but we don't have all the things that are in place now. And this isn't the venue to have a back and forth about these things. I will have Lieutenant Adam Mission comment about a couple of things just to clarify the specifics, and then I will step back and be done.
So the Axon dispatch system is a web-based, and that's going to be, hopefully, through the VDI system that we currently have in place, which is ran off of his protected network, which is the CGIS and FIPS protected. All we need is an internet connection through the VDI system that we currently have in place. So all these security warnings he's worried about are protected in the current system that we have. That's all we're looking for, to be able to plug it into his network, the computer systems. It's a web-based program. And Axon has the security certificates to back that up also. So we already have it in place. We just needed 12 computers that are able to process the system. So all the infrastructure we have is already in place. All we need to do is plug it in and buy the computers and have him manage it through his system. So
One last thing. Axon just came up with this software within the last year. That's why they're new to Michigan. That's why they're new to the other places. This isn't like something where are we the guinea pigs a little bit? Yeah, for like our micro reporting, how we report our FBI statistics. But this is something that is new that has come out from a company that has a very strong reputation. And I would just say on behalf of the police department, we have little to no concerns about this working.
One more comment?
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, for 8 years, I've believed that giving public safety the tools they need to be successful is important. It's good for the city. It's good for our residents. It's good for our officers, and I want to continue to be able to do that. And I believe that this technology does represent a great improvement, but only if, as a city, we're able to introduce it and utilize it. And it's very clear to me that there's still some debate over whether or not we're going to be prepared to do that. I look to them for police. I look to him for IT. Why don't we wait to the first meeting next month? Why don't we ask Mr. Patel to get in touch, have an in-person meeting with their IT, either establish a comfort level or rule it out, and give a report back to council that we eventually will need to vote at it anyways, but everyone likes the technology, but not if it doesn't work. And you know, Mr. Couture could speak to things that we're still doing on an ERP system that we rolled out, spent a lot of money on, a lot of good things to be said about to things that we're still doing on an ERP system that we rolled out, spent a lot of money on, a lot of good things to be said about it, still some things to be worked out. It's not a reason not to do it. I think we're glad that we're there, but you don't buy it, plug it in, and watch it work.
Well, I think you still need to have it in place to continue to build upon. I would hope that, you know, and I don't mean to cut you off, Councilman, that I hope there was a meeting already in place with IT, the police department, and the administration. I'm seeing this argument here that I really don't understand, because this being brought to us is, you know, means it's been approved to be brought to us. So you can blame, or this person can blame, this can blame. if this gets voted on upon tonight, and I hate to do this, there's one person that needs to make sure this happens. And everybody knows who that is. So that's my comment. I don't mean to cut you off, Councilman. If you want to continue, please go ahead.
No, I would like to be more comfortable. I am making a motion to postpone. If the council wants to proceed, then we should go ahead and vote.
I would support that.
I have a question in regard to the postponement. Is there a problem in waiting on the decision on voting on this? I mean, it's like the deadline for a certain, like the time that 2.8 million now is now 3 point something?
So the discounts we've gotten were based upon closing on their quarter system, the way they close the deals. So yes, it needed to be closed by tomorrow or the next day, I think it was. So we pushed it back. We scheduled several meetings, always invited IT, and nobody ever showed. So we reached out to have them talk to technical people. No, we got no response. So we did our due diligence to reach out.
Actually, I have
Just real quick,
Councilman
I think you've been through it as a GI. Somebody tells you to make it happen, it happens. That's just the way it is. And I don't see why what the problem is. Just make it happen. That's all there is to it.
Well, there is a motion by Councilman Remick and Councilwoman Pat. You would have to rescind that and postpone. So Councilman Bezura, so if you guys choose not to, we vote
We
on
vote.
this.
I choose no. Choose not to.
So the motion on the floor is made by Councilman Remick, supported by Councilwoman Pats. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no.
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 Roll call, please.
Ms. Pat?
Yes.
Mr. Ramick?
Yes.
Ms. Winton?
No.
Ms. Croft?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Bezura?
No.
Mr. Woolley?
Yes. Motion carries. Item 6.5 is a motion to amend CCR number 6.222-21, increasing the authority by $15,100 to accommodate 7 additional MNET officers to attend approved training.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Remick, supported by Councilwoman Croft. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Item 6.6 is a motion to approve establishing a 2021 summer special assessment role for the purposes of collecting accounts receivable charges at an amount not to exceed $63,667 per the attached documents.
Make a motion.
Support.
Yeah, I have a motion by Councilwoman Cross, supported by Councilman Bezura. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Item 6.7 is a motion to approve establishing a 2021 summer special assessment role for the collection of false alarm accounts receivable charges not to exceed $8,500 based on the attached documents from the City of Taylor.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Pat, supported by Councilman Bezura. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. 6.8 is a motion to approve the payment for emergency repairs performed by Belfor and Westmound Church located at Heritage Park in the amount of $18,962, and this is funded through the insurance proceeds.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Pats, supported by Councilwoman Croft. Is there any discussion?
Guido, could you come up and just explain to the residents who weren't listening last night? Please.
Good evening, Council. These are the repairs that were required, or the items that were needed to be done to tighten up the structure. Roof leaks where they had to put holes in when they had to vent it for the fire, break windows out. So these repairs that Belfor performed were the emergency repairs just to make the building where the winter, rain, etc. couldn't get in there and cause further damage that was already caused from the water and the fire.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Thank you, Guido. If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. 6.9 is a motion to approve payment draw for restoration work performed on items at Westmound Church for an amount of $15,515, and this is funded through insurance proceeds. work performed by Select One Restoration Specialists.
Motion?
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Pat, supported by Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion?
Again,
Council, thank you. These are the items that were able to be restored. This is the first draw, so these would have been pews, any other items that they could get out of the building, any woodwork that they could save, restore, get the water damage, smoke damage off of it, and restore it to its natural state. And they'll be putting these items back in once the restoration is done and the work is performed.
through the chair, is it the